Yes, indeed. So the kart's coming out at the moment with the yellow number plates, and the reds. And as I say that, a novice driver comes out on track, so has a black number plate just to upset that rule. But yeah, so predominantly yellow with the red number plates on. Let's talk a little bit about this circuit then. So they're going into turn one there, which is called Oblivion, very appropriately named corner. I feel, because you really have to throw it in to that corner, and then they'll go through a right-hander, which is called the crook, and that will lead them on to the back straight. If you really want to be a corner names nerd, which I tend to be, there is a small kink to that straight, which is named Fine Lady, but most people just think of it as a straight. And then we go up to the top of the hill.
I'm just going to cut you off, but I actually managed to spin at Fine Lady once.
That's quite impressive.
The most embarrassing moment of my life. It was as I was looking around to see is there anyone near me, and I span, and obviously it was in the Club 100s with the old TKM direct drive, and I was on the grass and race ruined. So that was fun.
That's impressive. That is impressive. They get to the top of the hill, where cameraman Darren is stationed today. For those of you, as we've got a red flag here for the Honda Cadets, so I wonder if maybe somebody's.
Oh, we've got a crash out of.
Okay, so we've got an incident here at the crook, to be cleared up. So we'll just have a brief pause in proceedings whilst that is being dealt with. I can see there that. Apologies, sorry. Producer Darren did say Director and producer did say he was going to play these titles at 35 minutes past the hour. And what did I do? I spoke right through it. So sorry about that, Darren. But
slightly concerning scenes here. We've got an ambulance on track.
Yeah, so just the attention coming immediately to the two drivers involved in that incident down at turn 2. Didn't really see anything to do with this incident that regarded it. Could see that it was the only kart that I did spot was the number 20 down there of Tommy Harfield, who appeared to be sat in his kart looking around, but just some attention being given to those drivers now at turn 2. So there's a brief pause here in practice. This is still practice sessions for the Honda Cadets. We're not into racing yet, and all the necessary attention being given to the drivers down there at turn 2. Can see
he's moving his head, so I think
yeah. So both drivers, I can see. Just understandably, folks, we're not showing you this shot necessarily, but can see that one of the drivers is walking about unaided, which is good to see, and the other driver receiving attention, as you say, James, is communicating with them, talking to them, and I think it's good to see that both drivers involved are fundamentally okay down there, but we'll just have a brief pause where they get all the attention they need, and their karts, if necessary, can be recovered. We'll continue talking around the lap, though. Christmas corner, James. Prime overtaking spot, which is why we've stationed a camera up there, to be honest.
I believe I got a very good shout out for the BUKC qualifiers last year. There was no footage of it, but I just remember Andrew shouting brilliant overtake from James Johnson there onto I believe it was Andreas Gutzel. But it's also worth pointing out that the number 20 kart who is involved in the accident, he is now up and about, so I think as Howard says, he's fundamentally okay. Yeah, you can see him there just on his own 2 feet, which is fantastic to see. So that issue has been what do you think the left-hander should be called after Christmas corner? That's the 78 being recovered, so from that I'm going to conclude that it was the number 20 of Tommy Harfield and the number 78 of Jaden Haynes. So those were your 2 drivers involved in that, but I think, or I should say we know, because we've seen both drivers walking away from the scene, that fundamentally fine. James.